make sure the sounds are running. They are. Oh. Forgot to minimize that. Hello, Pac-Man. Heyo, Cookie Cat. I think this is good. Let's see if I can, like, size the screen a bit better. I'm doing all right. Flying solo right now, though we may have our usual friends pop in. Just need to. Oh, I forgot to refill my water. One moment. You spelled your correction as Cassander, not Cassander. Yes, anyway. Yes, dear Coaster Ranger, peanut butter mouth, one moment. Dear Coaster Ranger is my model father. That's... Anyway, we're getting right into it. Oh!
I'm glad I got a hold of you in time. You're wildly unprepared to enter this world, and I'd rather not see a human be torn apart by the fabric of reality. You can speak, can't you?
Wonderful. Oh, I forgot to stream this to the Discord server.
In any case, I'm going to ask, what's your name?
Let me make sure I'm spelling my own last name correctly. Yes. Hello, Tabupo.
What's that? Who am I? Definitely not the Mothman. Now, how would you like to be addressed?
That is a lovely voice. I don't know... What? Why would my last name be Vikamer?
Definitely. Now.
Okay, so I can change it.
Good choice. Now, how would you like... Good choice.
There we go.
Spicing it up, are you? What's with the random questions? Well, those who lack a sense of self tend to disintegrate upon entry into this realm of existence. I'm just here to help jog your memory. Oh, great. Let's just zoom through these questions. So tell me about yourself. What's your preferred type of beverage? Name one of your greatest weaknesses. What's something you're ignoring right now? What would you say is your strongest quality?
I don't know, but I certainly exist.
If you had an entire day to yourself, where would you spend it?
Oh god. Yes, a single-player video game.
If you were a cryptid, what would you be?
Perhaps a ghost one day.
Great, interesting. Now how do you envision yourself?
I'm gonna be honest, I was just clicking to hear the... I love these little bleeps. Bleeps and bloops. I like the blue. Yeah. Well, actually... this one. I like this.
It seems my time here is up. Good luck, and know this. I'm rooting for you.
Your phone startles you awake, a trail of messages scrolling down your screen. Hey, are you awake? It's time. Ghosty time. I sent you the address. Just follow the radio tower and you'll find it. All you can manage to type back in your half-asleep, sluggish state is... Okay. How do I envision myself? Honestly, what you're seeing right here is mostly the vision. You feel a sudden icy chill jolting you awake and sending shivers down your spine. You see a large, fuzzy gray cat with 3 eyes and a flaming tail, shoving her translucent paw through your face.
Greetings, mortal.
With a yelp, you leap out of bed, the shimmering tabby cat phasing right through you.
Can't you just be normal?
You slept through 3 alarms. I was getting desperate.
Okay, I'm awake. And I'm running late! You rush around your room, gathering everything you could possibly need for tonight. You then run through your mental checklist. Don't forget your flashlight, bolt cutters, granola bars, and... You squat down to tie your shoes and slip on your jacket. Opening the door, you step out into the stuffy hallway and march out to your car. Wait for me! Taro has to race to catch up with you, meowing in protest as she kicks off the top step and floats down the stairs, facing right through the apartment wall. Chapter 0, Dead Air. Taro finally lands on your shoulder as you reach your car and nips your ear. Ow! You try to brush the phantom cat off your shoulder, but your hand sweeps right through her. What's this? Oh. What's this? Are these going to be explained at some point? Caught you. You flick on the headlights before backing up and pulling onto the street. Are you sure Atlas is going to be any help? Taro keeps her little paws tucked under her fluff like a fuzzy bread loaf. You know what they say about Mothmen?
Excuse me?
That they're bad omens? Bingo! Omen or not, I could use all the help I can get. Right, that nasty curse. You should really get that checked out. Isn't that your job?
That's cute.
You don't expect me to work on an empty stomach, do you? I'm feeling faint. Do you need me to stop and get you something? Oh no, don't worry about me. I'll survive. You're the one dealing with that wretched curse, not me. I don't feel any different. Oh, you will, and it's going to be agonizing. You never mentioned that. I didn't want to scare you. Even describing this curse brings about evil. So you can't get rid of it, you can't even talk about it, and it's going to be excruciating. Is there anything else you forgot to tell me? Well, there's a countdown. A countdown? That's right. It's a countdown to your imminent demise. That's not funny. No, that's not right. I don't know how to purr. I'm not joking, silly. How much time do I have? That's for a cat to know and a physician to find out. But that's why you're here, right? Being a cosmic guardian and all, you're meant to protect me. Absolutely! I don't like how you hesitated, Taro. Your phone chimes, buzzing in the cup holder. Where are you? I'm on my way. Sheesh, unlike you, most of us can't fly. You fell back asleep, didn't you? I'm not nocturnal. Not with that attitude. So, do you see the station? Leaning forward, you glance upwards towards the distant radio tower cutting through the night air. I think so. Is it just the three of us? Depends. How cool are you with devils? Pretty cool? Why? I have a friend who just got off work and was wondering if they could tag along. I figured I'd ask you first. Yeah, I definitely feel safer in a larger group.
Booyah!
Sweet! See you soon. Don't forget about the phantom frequency. Channel 103.1, Elkhorn Radio. I've got it. Great thunk. The sound of feathers brush against the microphone and the audio fizzles out before Atlas squeaks. Sorry, I hit a lamppost. I'll meet up with you soon. Drive safe. Atlas hangs up. You picture Atlas wildly fluttering around a giant light bulb, and then it dawns on you. I forgot my flashlight. Looks like we'll need to make that pit stop and snack run. Rolling into view is a dingy-looking gas station named Owl's Owl Nighter. Owl's Owl Nighter. Dozens of sun-bleached local ads plaster the foggy store windows, weeds sprouting through the cracks in the cement. This place looks safe enough, right? It's well lit, at least. You know, Coaster was saying that Atlas is just like him. A pleasant jingle echoes into the night air as the door leading out of a roadside mini-mart swings open. What are you going to do, Coaster? What are you going to do? You're the one who said you're just like Atlas. Are you telling me you would run into a light bulb just because it was there? I want you to know, Coaster, I'm winking at you. You walk into the starlight, carrying a convenience store sushi roll and a cheap flashlight.
That sushi was suspiciously underpriced.
You hold the receipt up to the neon open sign, eyeing it closely.
Oh well.
You shuffle back to your car, bounty in tow, and gaze over the horizon. You haven't had a moment to yourself since that cat practically poofed into existence. Opening the car door, you plop down the bag of groceries with a bit of a hop. Your ear catches a low, restrained sound of claws scraping against leather, the sound of some terrible creature trying to hide her devilry. Taro, you goblin! That's my car! Taro splays her paws and stretches, dragging her claws across the car seat. Well, as my Meowther always said, the world is your scratching post. I'll consider sparing your car's interior if you offer me something I want. She tilts her head to one side and closes her eyes expectantly. You roll your eyes and reach over, gently scratching Taro behind the ears. She's oddly cold for a big fuzzy cat. You're a real handful, Taro. Seriously, what kind of cat drags me out past midnight for some expired sushi? We have places to be. An angel, of course. Or that's what I call myself anyway. You do know I'm not just a normal cat, right? Meow, paw over the goods. You peel off the plastic wrap and slide it towards the demanding cat. You turn the key in the ignition, the old car rattling to life. We'd better get going before I totally chicken out. They are good. They are perfect. The car drives off, peeling out of the convenience store parking lot and down the dimly lit streets of Long Hope. Taro scarfs down the last bits of sushi, licking specks of rice off her nose. Aren't we on the lookout for that phantom frequency? Ah, right. You slide your hand over to the dash and click on the stereo. The radio whirs on, with harsh static as it switches between frequencies until it reaches 103.1. The static is cut with a crisp and peppy tune, cueing the start of some sort of radio show.
Good evening, Freaksters! I'm your host, Madhouse Mike, live at Elkhorn County Radio. What's that? Seems my producer's letting me know that I am, in fact, dead. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks a lot. So, before we get started, I just wanted to give a shout out to all my listeners. It is your support that keeps this show alive. So, as a thank you, I'll be starting tonight's show with some fan mail.
Madhouse clears his throat for emphasis.
Hey, lovely. You want to make thousands working with a flexible schedule from home? Of course you do. Join our loyal family and become the independent girl boss of your dreams. For a tiny fee of $1,200, you too can enroll in our courses and start feeding today. Join us and flourish, the Great Mother. What? What is this? Wow. Thanks much for that threatening and oddly fleshy letter. Seriously, this thing is meaty.
You turn off the radio. Yuck. Didn't you mail in a fan letter? I wouldn't call myself a fan. Heck, I've never even heard of the guy. You grimace, glancing out the window as the woods begin thinning out into a clearing. That seems a tad insincere, bothering a fellow you don't even know. The skeletal frame of the radio tower stretches up over the horizon, looming over your destination, Elkhorn Radio Station. Pulling into the radio station's overgrown parking lot, you park between the fading lines. Taro hops up and jumps into her human's arms, insisting on being carried like the oversized baby she is. You open the car door and step outside. You feel the brush of Taro's whiskers against your cheek, somewhat easing your fears.
Oh, dear.
Oh, okay. We'll be fine. It's just a haunted station on a hill, no big deal. You click on the health... You click on the hefty flashlight with a tight grip. You angle the light towards the station, as well as the large metal fence in front of it. Crap. Forgot the bolt cutters again. You turn your attention instead to a large sheet of wood spray painted with crude red letters attached to the fence. You read it aloud. Keep out. Trespassers will be murder-lated. Cool. Adjusting the microphone so I can look at my actual TV screen instead of looking to the right. My neck's starting to hurt. I heard the place glows red on Friday nights, and the on-air sign never burns out. Bunch of silly rumors, if you ask me. Where is everyone? It's already 2 a.m. They should have been here by now. Checking the time, you stuff your phone into your pocket and scan your surroundings with your flashlight. This calls for an investigation. Or I could just shoot them a text. No! Not like that, you've got to roll! I left my dice at home. What am I looking at? Sometimes things require skill and a bit of luck. So to determine how your fate unfolds, you have to roll. You'll be given a difficulty rating that you have to meet or surpass. The universe will then add a modifier based on your stats. Brains, in this case. This feels like some kind of forbidden knowledge. Oh, it is! Now try rolling for real.
Are you even trying?
Wow, that was awful. Don't worry, though. If you fail a roll, don't fret. You have a chance to change fate by spending karma. You know, let me just call Atlas. What's karma, you ask? Well, whenever you fail a roll, you can expend karma to re-roll. You can re-roll as many times as you have karma, whether you succeeded or failed that roll. But you have to be smart with it. You only get a point of karma when you fail and decide not to re-roll. You got it? I'm sure someone around here gets it. Great. Now tap that button and try re-rolling these dice. Failure. You shine your flashlight all around the empty lot, nothing particularly catching your eye.
What the heck?
Wait, Atlas?
The one and only. I thought I'd scope out the perimeter before diving right in.
Lamau. After his dramatic entrance, Atlas shakes out his glossy feathers and flaps his large wings. His antennae twitch as he stands on one leg, poking Taro with one of his hind claws.
So, is this the spirit you mentioned? I kinda expected something, more impressive.
Taro fluffs up, her whiskers standing on end as she hisses.
I am a great and powerful cosmic guardian.
She bites one of the Mothman's talons. Ouch! I am in immense pain. Atlas pulls away, breaking out of Taro's grip. It's not too late to be haunted by something cooler, right? Taro's doing her best. You're just jealous you don't have a familiar following you around. Damn, if I had to pick, I'd want a raven familiar. Too bad ravens hate me. Atlas bends down and scoops the flashlight off on the ground. Here, sorry for startling you. Breaking through the greenery, a single blue flame casts an eerie light over a large, imposing demon striding into the clearing, a heavy pair of bolt cutters resting at their hip.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Ah, it seems everyone has arrived. No, Cookie Cat, you do not get to steal all the men. You need to leave me some. Leave me one man, please. I assume Atlas spoke of me? How'd you get here so fast? Legs? This is Jamie, the roughest devil around. They're a great listener, bone collector, fist fighter, and artist. Jamie, you should... Oh, I suggested sharing one man, and Cookie Cat said no. Jamie, you should show Cassander some drawings. No.
Oh, man!
But you're so good.
Who cares?
I suppose I'll scout on ahead, since you seem to be in such capable claws. The feline hovers past the demon, floats through the fence, and disappears into the overgrowth. We should follow... hold on. We should follow suit. Jamie struts toward the chain link fence, unsheathing the bolt cutters. They snap through the padlock and give a quick thumbs up.
Let the crimes commence.
This is a horrible idea. What if someone gets hurt? You hesitate, stopping just before the gate. Ghosts are practically harmless. I bet this dude's just some disembodied voice or a possessed microphone. Besides, you've got me to protect you. No, it's the other way around. Hurry up! The exterior of the radio station is tagged with fading graffiti and plastered with condemnation warning posters. Jamie turns the handle to the front door and it easily clicks open. Because he's a dragon man. That's why you should share him. Creepy. Maybe I want both of them. Have you ever thought of that, Cookie Cat? I have 2 hands, they have 2 hands. Looking through the doorway, the dark interior of the station seems impossibly clean compared to the outside. The waiting room is seemingly suspended in time, only faded from months of neglect. Maybe years. You shuffle in line behind Jamie as you examine the lobby, stopping a moment. You realize that you're the only one with a flashlight. I'm going to pause this. I want to see what the thing is. What these are. Okay, so this is the history menu. What's that? Okay, that's the main menu button. That takes me to settings. This I'm going to assume saves. All of you can see in the dark? Indeed. My eyes can pierce any darkness. I actually rely on my capitate antenna. With these big ol' eyes, my vision's super sensitive to light. Okay, it's not seeing, but more like smelling.
You have got to be joking.
Atlas, can you go a day without mentioning your insectoid parts? I don't mind, really. You twirl the flashlight in your hand, nearly dropping it in the process. Wandering around, Atlas tries the nearest door. After finding it locked, he shuffles over to the recording studio window and presses his face against the glass. Jamie kicks one of the trash cans over. Dozens of lime green soda cans come... Dozens of lime green soda cans come clanging out, scattering across the floor. For an unlocked haunted house, it's surprisingly untouched. I almost feel bad trashing the place. Where do you think we'll find the ghost? You tuned into the ghost frequency, right? Atlas gives a reassuring nod.
No feathers off my back.
It's fine if you didn't. I'll catch you up. So the Hello, Meridian.
Hi. I didn't know this artist came out with a dating sim.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Kind of a shit ton of like posting or whatever the fuck. I remember them being like Tumblr viral with their monster designs.
Yes, well. Apparently no, they made a dating sim. You are not stealing Atlas, he is mine.
I was thinking about Atlas.
Look at him. Look at him. Huh? What, Meridian? Oh, I think he said 1 second. No, Cookie Cat, you are not. He's mine. That reminds me, I have to double check something. I'll catch you up. So the show is basically this radio host, Madhouse Mike, reading ghost stories and urban myths off of a script. It was all super cheesy and I loved it. Alright.
I am so sorry. A roommate wanted to let me know they were heading off on their RV camping trip.
Ah, understandable. I don't understand why. Anyways, he's the ghost we're looking for. Madhouse was an expert on the supernatural, so I'm certain he'll know something about your curse. Mike is playing a character, Atlas. Or no, hold on, that's not right. Mike is playing a character, Atlas. Who knows what the guy is like off-air? Jamie absent-mindedly crushes one of the split cans and tosses it back into the trash can. Aren't ghosts usually created from tragedy? He sounds normal enough to me. Atlas gasps.
Oh, I got a story about this one!
It was totally tragic! Madhouse died while advertising for some sketchy drink company. He thought he could bring in more listeners by drinking the entire sample box. It actually worked for like 2 seconds. I mean, really, who'd trust a company named Toxic Waste Energy? That's terrible.
Lord.
He drank so much that his skin glowed green and he beefed it from all that radiation. The studio had to shut down and no one alive's been on air since. Do you even hear yourself? This is exactly what Madhouse would have wanted! Hosting a radio show for the rest of eternity? That sounds great!
You have got to be joking.
Turning
love
into
that
a
voice.
it is good. Turning into a restless ghost is easily the worst case scenario. It's funny, he carried me through those long nights at my old retail job back home. You know, before I got fired after being robbed twice and starting an electrical fire. The dude was a legend for us night owls. You truly are a bringer of bad luck. You're a literal devil. So it's just a rumor. Rumors won't get us anywhere. Let's search the place and gather more information. They are cute. This cast is good. And risk upsetting the guy when we're about to hop onto his radio show? No way. Upset?
Idiotic.
Atlas. We're trespassers.
Oh, God.
What do you think about this, Cassander? Both Jamie and Atlas turn to you, expecting you to settle whatever this is. Jamie's right. We might find something useful, like a... Discord.
I shouldn't have to do everything around here, guys.
Oh, stream talk.
Yeah.
Oh, did I give him... Oh, dear. Hang on. Meridian, say
We're on
something.
channel.
Oh, yes, the stream talk channel so that people who are, like, in the server but not, quote, guests of the tower can't speak on stream.
Gag order.
Yeah. Ultimately set up for later, but I just completely forgot to move.
Yeah. Flop. Anyway.
Ja-
How are
Jamie's-
the cryptids? Are there any more sucking and or fucking?
Well,
Fucking and fucking.
the best way I can put it is, Cookie Cat and I are fighting over Mothman,
Right.
and, the devil is non-binary.
Noted. So, Mask, I want to ask, what are your power-ups and rewards points at?
Power up 0, used the last of it today. My channel points are at 9k.
Okay. Would you be able to daddyify or similarly
Absolutely. Will I?
Maybe.
Because I kind of want to be
live in
standing.
mine because I'm at 7.7k, which means I don't have enough to do the packs or otherwise. And sing a few bars I'm keeping it around for. I have
Yeah.
something proposed and DM'd on another time.
You know, this is very confusing because we know God is a woman, so I always assumed the devil would be a man, just, for funsies. We have Ariana Grande, God woman,
Oh my god.
It is Ariana
but now we
Grande's
have a
great.
non-binary individual, which is fine.
Anyway. Jamie's
I
right.
like nails.
We might find something useful, like a vault of haunted treasure or a portal to the ghost dimension.
The ghost dimension.
Atlas,
Naturally.
think of all the exclusive merch. You could totally ask for an autograph. You think so? Actually, let's check out the record room. There's got to be some shiny collector vinyls and tapes in there.
Wait,
The
this
Mothman's
Mothman
eyes.
or like?
This Mothman.
Oh, not the intro Moth. Oh yeah, you guys can have this one. I wanted the intro.
Yes, that's the only reason why I'm not trying to fight over the Moth Daddy, because as it were, I know that I would lose.
Right.
I can
Yeah,
fight a
much,
cookie cat.
very much more
I cannot
powerful.
fight Mask.
I can fight Mask.
Me and Meridian outgay you. I apologize. On the gay power scaling, on gay power creep, I'm a newer gen unit.
You are a newer gen unit, but they kind of just... They just keep
Meridian is
buffing
too
you.
powerful.
Probably 'cause
Well,
they
I'm not
keep
trying to
it
beat
out.
Meridian. I'm trying to beat you.
Yeah.
Thank
Which isn't
you.
that difficult.
I mean, he has 2 holes. Theoretically.
See, I debuted with Gauging Storm, so
Okay. You
I
know,
get
for
one free
research purposes. Oh, if you just want to adopt or steal Atlas, that's fine. He's my boyfriend, though. Don't try to take him from me in that way.
you can adopt your boyfriend. Pup play exists.
Rose Gold cast skin would be neat.
The gay power creep will be once the Archmage decides to show his face. Jamie brushes past you and opens the door before them, ushering the human to follow.
The human.
Scratch that. I want the Spectre dealt with now. Hey, I was wondering, why'd you come with us? I wanted to meet you. An average human moving to Longhope is a major big deal. What makes you say that? Folks around here tend to be occult, undead, or aquatic, which you are
Occult?
not.
Aww.
Nope.
I love yogurt.
Then something had to have brought you here. Jamie's expression darkens, their gaze trailing down before resting upon you. Your throat feels dry as you try to force a response. Well, I've known Atlas since like forever. He helped me unpack. No, something worse. Jamie, you're being awfully cryptic. I tend to be. Okay. But let's not jump to conclusions. You've decided Jamie is definitely annoyed with you. You must salvage this. So, you'll be there for Friday's movie night, right? Jamie's eyes light up, the flame atop their head flickering a warmer blue. Carrying stuffed sweet potatoes, chicken skewers, and jalapeno dip.
That is adorable.
You picture Jamie wearing a gingham apron and oven mitts, all while carrying a tray of freshly baked snickerdoodles. You cook?
Excellent.
Part-time. I have so many questions. They called me the Grill Master. Jamie, I need answers. I need you to keep walking. Sure thing, Grill Master.
Do not say that.
These are adorable. This is adorable writing.
With a grunt, you manage to shove the door open, knocking down a filing cabinet, blocking the doorway within the room. Stepping over the cabinet, you gaze around the office. The room is completely trashed. Loose papers are scattered across the carpet, green sludge is smeared across the walls, and a bookshelf full of records and trophies are smashed to bits. Oh dear.
Oh, man!
No! What kind of monster did this? The Mothman scoops up a handful of shattered records, letting shards fall between his feathers. These were original copies!
Cassander would never say that.
Couldn't you just download the digital album? No! It's about the rich omnidimensional sound! Ignoring Atlas's muttering, Jamie runs their claws across the wall, tracing out the words written in faintly glowing slime. DailyGhostWatch.net. The hell does that mean?
Could this be right?
Sounds like a website. Atlas looks up from the vinyl wreckage, wiping away his tears. It's just some blog that reports on abnormal occurrences. Makes sense. I was actually a mod there for like a month.
You
Ew.
would be.
Moderation's important. Yeah, you nerds better get snooping. I'll make it quick. Where should I start? Computer, bulletin board, trophy case.
Trophy case. Trophy case.
Following the trail of papers, you stop at the smashed trophy case with the words, "Stinks worse than Momo," spray painted in red over the whole thing. It seemed to have held a variety of commemorations and awards celebrating radio entertainment the station had broadcast. You shift through the destruction, only finding the remains of awards to obscure bands and talk shows like Shark Infinity, Tiny Red Panda, and DJ Bean Angel. Nothing about Madhouse, though. Looks like Mike's really taking this personally. Dude, Shark Infinity recorded here! Success. Let's see here. Where to next, chat? Papers it is. I would have accepted computer void traipser, but you're right here in the call with me and made the decision on trophy case. Taking a step back, you feel a crunch under your shoe. You look down, realizing you've stepped onto crumpled pages of overdue builds addressed to Elkhorn Radio. One second. Needed to drink more water.
What's that? I hear it was time to hydrate.
Crouching down, you pick up a crumpled newspaper scrap accusing Elkhorn Radio of poor working conditions and long work hours. The author seems especially resentful in this article. You mumble the last sentence aloud. I hope the station owner faces justice. Atlas stands near the door, scrolling through his phone. Apparently, the Daily Ghost wrote an article about Elkhorn Station. The Mothman skims over the blog post. Dude, they didn't bother mentioning Mike by name. Does that matter? Mike's just a faceless green poltergeist to these people. See? Literally no face. Atlas holds out his phone, showing off a blurry green mass, wearing a hat and a hoodie. It's difficult to make out. Isn't that how the whole cryptid gig works? I guess you're right. Jamie shrugs and turns away from Atlas, their tail knocking over the small trash can, spilling the contents over the floor. Whoops. Let's see here. All right. Someone else decide what's next. Computer. Sneaking around the office, you stop at the desk resting in one corner. A chunky computer hums with power, and the monitor rests on the desk. A single sticky note slapped to its screen. It reads, "Password deathproof" in messy pen strokes. You click on the monitor, which blinks on and flashes a group photo of the studio members before sputtering out again. Clicking on the monitor once more, you click the minimized web page and are greeted with the ghost hunting forum. Someone seems to have scoured the page, leaving comments and even arguing with users under the username RadioGhost1. One comment reads, "This guy sounds so cool. I wonder what he was like in life." A response under the same username reads, "Great post. Heaven's really missing out, lol." Scrolling down, you see that Radio Ghost 1's been banned for self-advertising. You're about to check the other tab open on the computer, but are cut short as something cold brushes against you. Turning around sharply, you see a human-sized figure crafted out of empty toxic waste cans sits in the dusty office chair. The figure has a marker mouth hanging open and a smile, its head built from a half-crushed water jug and paperclips strung together like hair. A name tag clipped to the forehead reads, "Debbie."
I'm amazed.
This is seriously creepy. It just isn't to be. Alright, nerds, we gotta go. Jamie gestures to the door, their tail flicking impatiently. Fine. There's no way I can salvage this. Atlas begrudgingly leaves the remains of shattered vinyls behind. Atlas briskly marches ahead. You walk like a pigeon. Following Atlas's voice, you and Jamie turn the corner and stop abruptly. He's fiddling with the doorknob. It's totally jammed. Atlas is cut short as a hand shoots out from the door, grabbing at the moth's neck fluff. It stops, confused, and slinks back behind the door. Guess I scared him off? The door suddenly vanishes, leaving Atlas tumbling into the studio room.
Well. What took you so long? You three totally left me hanging. That Aaron's a career killer in this line of work. You could have at least rescheduled with my producer.
You mean the jug-headed abomination back in the office? Ah, so you met old Debbie. Not much of a talker. Madhouse Mike laughs at his own joke. Suddenly blinking into view, Mike appears in his full ghoulish glory. You're really real!
I'd kiss Madhouse Mike.
I would too. Of course I'm real! You think I host a radio show just for kicks? I've been waiting for a special guest slot for ages. Oh my gosh, Mike Madhouse! Atlas takes a sharp breath, absolutely starstruck at the sight of his hero, a real urban legend.
Oh boy, I'm a huge fan!
I'm going to turn the music down a little bit.
Oh, he's cute! He's blind-sized!
He is. Atlas looks up at Jamie, who's blankly staring at Madhouse, a wild look in their eyes. Jamie. Don't.
I won't.
We're here to join you on tonight's show. And ask you some questions. I don't think it'd be a good idea. Madhouse pauses. To turn down such big fans! He's got a little kitty face. And claws. Except you, the one with the ram horns. I don't deal with devils.
I need him in a harness and a mask immediately, and I'm very offended he's not. You know?
What, like a pup hood or?
Sorta. Yeah.
Sorry, I was drinking water.
How dare you? Unprompted
Bold choice
without
of
us
words
forcing you
for a
to?
dead
That's
man.
crazy.
You're a fire hazard. Sorry, Jamie. I understand. Weak-willed spirits tend to fall faint around me. Atlas does a giddy fist bump to himself and stands up straight.
Booyah!
Sweet! Yes, this is business. I am a serious business boy.
Sure.
The sad thing is, I think if Mulch were here, he would really enjoy this.
Yeah. There's gonna be a VOD, right?
Yes, there is.
Good.
Evening, ghosts and ghouls! We're back live at Elkhorn Radio, located just off Route 101 for those just tuning in. I'm your ghastly host, Madhouse Mike, and welcome to the Witching Hour. We've got a special treat tonight. Guests from the realm of the living. Why don't you introduce yourselves? Mike makes a nod, cueing the two in. Lex, if you're listening, you owe me $20. Dude, now's not the time.
No, it totally is.
You whisper to the Mothman, shooting him a glare.
It's a cute
I'm
little
Cassander, and this is Atlas. We're both big fans.
Whoa.
Wow, you've got guts moving to a town full of cryptids. I guess so. Were you scared? A little, but I know I'll be okay with my cosmic guardian around. What? My ghost cat Taro. She's meant to protect me, but she tends to do her own thing. Where is Taro, anyway? Sounds like you've got a real affinity for spirits. And a knack for trouble. You elbow Atlas, and the two of you exchange cheeky smiles. Then I suppose Trouble here's the one and only Mothman. Prophet of the Silver Bridge, bringer of disaster. So what's it like being an omen of destruction? No,
Is
that'd
your voice
be
holding on?
my dad. I'm just a Mothman, not
Hi.
the Mothman. I can't really control my visions either. My voice is holding on. I'm just here helping out a cursed friendo. You can see the future? Hell yeah! Give us a prophecy, Mothman! Atlas
I love
looks a
that
little
long
frazzled, his eyes darting which way. Like on the spot? I wanted to talk about Cassander's curse. It's okay, just go with the flow. What's in my future? Okay, sure. yeah, I can
That
try.
hung out face.
Closing his eyes, the moth folds his wings and tilts his head to one side. As if he's trying to listen in on something. Nope, never mind, I can't do this. Why not? I guess ghosts are just too dang hard to read. Can we move on to the next bit?
Yawn.
Seriously? Sorry, man. It was worth a shot. You feel a little underwhelmed. What about my future? Cassander, you're gonna oversleep and wake up with a headache. Aw, man. You're definitely underwhelmed. Any tips on how to set these things into motion? How am I supposed to know? Fate is stupid and impossible to figure out. Wow! Real inspiring stuff, little dude. Mike waves his hand around, shaking his head with a smile. I say we move on to our next segment. How about some episodic callbacks? It should be a total breeze for such big fans. Oh. Yep, I'm a real mega fan. Episode 15? Which undead horror did we interview on the show? You sit there quietly, shuffling your feet and tapping the counter, unsure of what to say. Bloody bones! The Mothman throws a wing up into the air, exclaiming the answer. Folding your arms across your chest, you sink into their chair with a scowl. Perfect! This is a spicy one. In episode 26, who was Bigfoot's secret lover? It's on the tip of my tongue. The Squonk. The Goat Man! Not bad! Though you really ought to give your friend here a chance. Mike snickers. I'm a little unprepared here. Right. I'm getting ahead of myself. In Season 1's finale, what news broke that night? I'm pretty sure you died. Atlas gently taps you on the foot with a talon and whispers to you before you can answer. There was an alien abduction. It was aliens! Oh yeah? Just how many episodes of my show aired on the radio? Atlas whispers to you in a hushed voice. 32. 32? Correct! Madhouse's smile falters. Next question. What did I have for breakfast? You look to Atlas for an answer, but he doesn't respond. I don't know. Yeah, it is. The ghost is absolutely thrilled by Atlas's answer. Any real listener would know I skipped breakfast. That's totally unfair. Oh yeah? Hey Atlas, who sponsored Season 2's recap episode? Atlas shrugs. I skipped the ad breaks. How do you skip ads on a radio? Toxic waste energy! It was toxic waste energy! But good try! We're cutting to commercial. He points at Atlas. You. Me? You'll be helping me out here. Wow, okay. Now you know...
Love how they HP.
Now you all know that personally I love toxic waste. In fact, I drank so much that my skin turned green. But I can recognize my own biases, so don't just take my word for it. Atlas, pal, why don't you try out their newest flavor, Beyond the Grave? A can of toxic waste suddenly appears in the Mothman's grasp, as though he had always been holding it.
In the what man?
The Mothman.
You said the mouth man.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Uh-huh.
I know what Mouthman I want to be on a date with.
Oh. Thank you. Atlas grips the can in his claws and cracks it open, letting the green foam trail down his feathers. Yeah, sure, but didn't this lukewarm soda literally kill you? Boys, stop fighting in chat. You're both pretty.
Y'all ugly as shit.
You'll give me an autograph, right? Just drink it. He takes a sip. The moth drops like a rock. So, what do you think? I'm sure we're all dying to know. Suddenly, Atlas perks right back up and wipes away the green liquid trailing from his mouth. Wowzers! I feel like my skeleton could jump out and dance a jig. Seriously, Beyond the Grave will knock your socks off. You jump from your seat. Wait, what's going on? What did you do to Atlas? Chillax, it's only temporary. Assuming you can get through this next segment, it's time for my favorite game. Fake or Folklore. Can I just say I really enjoy our time spent together.
Yawn!
Hold on. No, I want to read that. Can I just say I really enjoy our time spent together, Maddie? If I may be so bold, management should screw right off. Seriously, what do those jerks know? Sure, you're rotting away in an abandoned building, but hey, at least the possums are nice. Anyway, why don't you explain the rules, flyboy? Atlas jitters unnaturally, his antenna twitching as he speaks. Sure thing, Maddie. The rules are easy. Mike here will describe a cryptid and you have to guess. What? What was that?
You know, I don't know. You're full of surprises.
Mike here will describe a cryptid and you have to guess what it is. If you get it wrong, you'll suffer a tiny penalty. If you're alive by the end, you win! A penalty? I'm guessing you'll kill me if I refuse to play? No way! I'll just be keeping Atlas as collateral, so by all means, leave your precious Mothman behind. I could use a co-host. Fine. I'll play your stupid game.
I ship them.
You plop back down in the cushioned office chair and fold your arms. Now's your chance to really let your knowledge shine. Couldn't have said it better myself, flyboy. Now let's get started with some fake or folklore.
Are we co-oping this?
Huh?
Are we co-oping this?
If you want. Question number 1. Sighted in 1971, the Missouri monster Momo is known to scare off attackers with what?
I think it stinks.
It did mention it stinks. Don't they smell really bad? I think they'd stave people off with their stench. That's certainly an answer. Come on, are you even trying?
Oh.
Huh?
Oh, okay. I thought they were saying we fucked up.
You're completely right. I've gone softer than a marshmallow. Question 2. Old Ephraim, a cryptid found terrorizing Logan Canyon in 1923, was what creature? I don't know this one.
I'm guessing a big bear.
Was Ephraim a big bear? You're just guessing at this point. How daring! Madhouse gestures to Atlas, who's shaking like a rag doll. Correct!
I looked it up, apparently.
Ah. Well,
Huh.
you know. Oh, sorry.
I think they're wording the guesses nicely.
Yeah. Ah, I certainly wasn't expecting that. Good on ya. Oh, thanks. Next question. Next question? Oh, now this is a good one. Question 3. Huh? Oh, yeah. The Rochester Giant, sighted in 1965, crushed the hood of whose car?
Ooh.
It's not George Washington, obviously. So Harold doesn't have last name, so you could just say, how am I supposed to know that? I don't know.
I don't even know what the Rochester Giant is. You're totally making stuff up.
What side are you on?
Hey, no fair, Maddie. Trick questions are totally against the rules. How are you this obnoxious? You're supposed to be under my complete control. I think we have time for one last question as an encore to the folks at home. Mike leans into his microphone, lowering his voice to a low growl. Do you know what happens to cheaters?
You never
made a rule for that. A chill runs down your spine as you hold your ground. So you would...
I didn't actually cheat! Also, love the Goatman shirt.
Yeah, it's good. So you admit it. I make the rules. It's my show, my rules, my game. The ghost suddenly blinks out only to reappear behind Atlas.
You're just another fake fan.
In a flash, Mike melds with Atlas and the two form a much larger, scarier creature.
Emperor?
Don't you know who I am? I'm a goddamn urban legend, and I'm done wasting my eternity in this place. Don't I deserve to be free?
I love the name glitches. I love I love the animation on this fucking visual novel. Yeah. What do you think?
Hello, please bend me over the radio desk right now.
Well,
Oh, God.
could always try.
Somehow, even in death, I'm still working. All night, every day, all the time, forever, forever. Well, I'm done with liars, fakers, and those goddamn ghost hunters. None of them ever cared about the real me. I quit! No more
Good for you, honey.
bullshits, no more management, and no more fake fans.
The pair looks down at their hands and wiggles each finger.
And do you know what happens to fake fans?
The cryptid laughs, taking a wobbly step forward.
I get their souls.
Atlas staggers forward and swipes his talons through the air, narrowly missing you. You roll off your chair onto the floor, and without realizing it, you sprint for the door in an effort to simply stay alive. Atlas, what about our Friday movie night? I cannot growl anymore.
Let's get it. Yeah.
We were gonna watch the extended edition of that one fantasy trilogy with director's commentary. The Mothman goes rigid and his antenna flick forward.
Hello?
And subtitles? You fumble with the doorknob, trying to get it open. Atlas's left leg jerks to one side, almost toppling the Mothman over.
I love how the shirt now has glowy eyes. Stop
Yeah.
it!
I mean, it did have a voice line there.
Oh.
Yeah. He takes another step, but trips over nothing, like two drivers fighting for the same steering wheel. Are you crazy? We can't just combine cryptids. The radio man moth sounds fucking stupid. Jamie, help! The Jersey Devil clambers into the room, confused. They look around, only to watch the possessed Mothman jerk and jitter towards the duo, muttering and clawing at his own feathers.
What?
Did Atlas get taller? That's the first thing you noticed? This is unforgivable. Ah, not used to being the armrest, huh, Shorty? This isn't a contest. You're right. Feelers don't count. I think now it's time to fight. But that'll hurt him. Oh, so now you care. Hello, Neko. Gosh, Cassander, I thought you were supposed to protect me. Huh? Let's make this quick. Madlass laughs in your face. Or Madless. Madless opens up by chucking an oversized stereo speaker with supernatural force. My throat hurts from growling, but...
Oh?
Huh?
No. Sorry.
Freebie! Are you two even trying? Madless furiously swipes his claws at the demon, who narrowly dodges the attack. Cassander, I need direction. What do I even do? Choose a skill in the top left corner. Click it. Oh. Which should be the target of this mood? Okay, that was a success? What does that mean? Great. Let me explain the basics. Shit, where do I even start? You see, damage. Base damage. Then you, stimulate the action economy, and modifiers add numbers to your rolls. Stamina, exhaustion meter. My brain hurts. Hey, it's okay. It's a physical special split. Deep.
Oh.
I can't do this. If I heard Atlas, he would cry, and I would never forgive myself. Oh God, I really am the devil. Atlas, help! Not my problem. No, I'm not explaining shit. Shut up and fight me. Please. Okay. It seems Atlas's innate desire to overshare is more powerful than any supernatural force. What do you need to know?
Well, we have this chance.
The stats and what they mean. Okay, so there are 6 stats. Brawn, brains, guts, hustle, charm, and occult. Brawn is your physical strength. It's typically used as bonus and modifier for physical attacking moves. Brains is the sum of your mental strength and general insight. It's the main stat used for out-of-combat investigation, plus the defensive stat against supernatural damage. Guts is your physical constitution and fortitude. It's used for things like resisting poison and illness or physical damage. Hustle is your speed and hand-eye coordination. It's used as a modifier to avoid many attacks, as well as determine aim and effectiveness of split-second actions. Oh, God. Charm is your charisma and likability. It's mostly used for convincing people of things and swaying hearts. Oh, God. My neck. Occult is your attunement to the supernatural. Any magics or unnatural abilities outside the realm of physical prowess, use Occult. These stats are the modifiers used in rolls, as well as damage calculation for whatever move you're trying to use. There are stats also exclusive to combat encounters, such as POW mod, P defense, and S defense. POW mod refers to an additional bonus to attacking power. Whenever damage calculation is involved, POW mod is a flat bonus added to damage. P-Def and S-Def are similar to power, except it's a flat bonus to defense against attacks. Damage is split into 2 types, physical and supernatural. Physical attacks being resisted by guts and supernatural attacks being resisted by brains. Anything else? Oh, this is easy. So moves are typically laid out as follows. Success, this happens on a success. Failure, this happens on a failure. Checks, your modifier versus enemy modifier, fixed difficulty X. At cost, X stamina. When a skill does damage, in order to figure out whether it's resisted by either P-Def or S-Def, just think of what it's doing. If it's punching, it's P-Def, but if you're slinging a fireball, it's resisted by S-Def. Anything else? All moves have a listed stamina cost ranging from 0 to 5, and all party members have stamina ranging from 0 to 4. Whenever you use a move, you lose the listed stamina cost, but every party member not involved gains +1 stamina. Some moves use multiple party members, so keep that in mind. You can use any move regardless of how much stamina you have versus its cost. But if you go into the negatives, you become exhausted. Exhausted party members cannot act for a set amount of turns until they become unexhausted. Anything else? MTA, moves until attack is simple. It's the number of turns you can take until the foe in question can act. It's a fun little countdown going down to mark when we can kick your butt. Some enemies can also attack multiple times when their counter reaches 0, so it's safe to assume that foes fighting by themselves will go more than once in any given encounter. One important thing to note is how KO'd party members affect delay. If a party member is KO'd, any healing can bring them up from 0 health, but there's no revives after all. To balance this out, whenever an enemy's turn ends and any party members are KO'd, their maximum delay is lowered by each downed party member. For example, if you have a team of 4 and 2 are downed, the enemy acts and has a maximum delay of 5. Their delay would be set to 3, because 2 party members being down sped up the process. I think that's everything. Hey, Jamie. It's okay. Get his ass! Jamie's totally fired up. The spark of determination gleaming in their wild eyes. It inspires you too. Maybe things will work out. Maybe you can do this. Let's save Atlas. Madless freaks out. I need a breather. Jamie closes their eyes and the flame between their horns casts a cool light over their allies, mending some of their wounds. It's time to fight. Damn. I think I broke my brain. Don't worry, I can take things from here. Jamie's brawn is raised by +2, current +3. Jamie's occult is raised by +2, current +5. It's time to fight.
Let's end this quickly.
Reaching up, Jamie cups the flame in their hands and whispers a spell, the small flame dancing forward before exploding into a wild burst of hellfire. Nidma is engulfed in a pale blue light and takes 12 damage. Yeah! Jamie winces at the monster's scream and squeezes their eyes shut. I'm sorry! Oh, I don't have karma.
Heck yeah! Heck yeah!
Show him what Jersey's made of, Jamie.
Let's end this quickly.
Don't you know who I am?
You losers really thought you could defeat me? What a joke! You're looking at the next Mothman, baby! Yeah! Mothman! Not a Mothman, but the Mothman! No more patronizing stares or shifty glances, just sheer crystalline terror! I'm a legend! I'm a demon, I'm a... Atlas pops back to normal. I'm a little lightheaded.
Know your place.
The door to the studio buckles, splitting open as monstrous Taro bursts into the room. With a
Standard,
triumphant
good
meow, she knocks Atlas to the ground. I thought you would think that. Thank you for the hydration, everyone. I am feeling a little bit nauseous right now, though. Sprawled out on the floor, all battered in daze, Atlas hacks up a mouthful of toxic waste. Taro, what the hell? Atlas, are you okay? Oh, my throat. My stomach. Atlas gives you a weak thumbs up. Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry for scaring you. Helping Atlas to his feet, you keep an arm around him as you nervously glance around. Where's Madhouse? Mike, you coward! Grasping at the air, the Jersey Devil exhales a gout of blue flame as they throw punches at nothing. I know, the moment I said it.
I'm just wondering what the fuck that meant, because isn't gout just like A disease?
Basically a burst.
Ew. Why would they use that word?
Do you honestly think that'll work? Throwing another punch, Jamie winces as it actually strikes Madhouse's open palm. Coward! The ghost blinks back into view with a giddy laugh and a smile.
What?
Jamie yanks their hand away, but it's too late. Madhouse has coiled his fist around their arm. Didn't I tell you? Jamie doesn't care. They swing their head back and slam their skull against the ghost's face, leaving Madhouse sputtering. I don't deal with! Throwing their other fist, Jamie punches their arm through Madhouse's chest. Let me finish! They're both stuck. Jamie can't move their arms. Jamie bites and kicks, but to no avail. They're tangled in an intangible mess. Way to go and ruin the moment, bonehead. Madhouse tightens his grip around the devil. You wouldn't dare. What? I've never possessed a demon before. Your soul would be incinerated. So what? I'll manage. Either way, it's a win-win. Madhouse's jaw suddenly unhinges, a curled horn jutting out the side of his head. He claps a hand over his face and stifles a cry, his ghostly form flickering in the iridescent lights. I told you it wouldn't work. Excuse me a moment, I need to get up and get something. Just the nausea, I'm sorry.
Time to lubricate his throat. That way the words slide out easier and other things can slide in easier. And we love that for him.
I really like the designs they're playing with here.
Yeah. Too bad we'll probably have to wrap up this section fairly soon.
There's
If
a good
only
chance
because
that-
Cassander will die. Because he won't stop trying to do the voice, you know?
Yeah.
We do have 2 other games. I'm excited to
Mr.
see
Nick
Aelfric
do his
the
voice training.
bottom.
Bottoming? Who?
I forget what the actual title of the game is.
Cryptid Crush, and then there's a role to
No,
play.
no,
Aelfric the Wondrous.
Aelfric the Wondrous, that's the one I'm thinking of. That's my pick. A role to play is a game I would rather play on my own time because it's very intense for some reason.
Is it like
I'll watch it,
emotionally
but like I
intense
need
or
to catch
plot
up on it
wise?
on my own time. Huh?
Emotionally or plot wise?
Emotionally and plot wise. Emotionally, like it's a D&D group, and they all seem to have some sort of like
Baggage.
issue, disability, minority, like something going on. I don't know if it's a clear category because I haven't seen all the characters, but I know the main character has neither leg. I don't know if I forget if they're amputated or their legs aren't working. Either way, wheelchair bound. And the only guy that I saw, he has a speech impediment and or autism. He can't talk very well. I don't know which reason, but regardless, that's
Forward.
his issue.
Wheelchair user.
Yeah. I haven't seen the rest of the D&D group because that was the game that I popped in like part way through. But I'm guessing there's a theme. It's giving theme. You know.
I've sadly missed a lot of these visual novel sessions despite being interested in the concept of these streams.
Yeah. They've been pretty fun. There's sort of this issue of like we're trying to sample, you know, trying to stuff as many visual novels in our face as we can before the month ends. I mean, we can't go too deep into any of them individually.
Which is a shame.
But there is one called Blooming Panic that is being incorporated into the regular streams, and you know, maybe that can be a thing going forward.
Blooming Panic and the end of some of these streams.
Yeah. Blooming Panic is very fun. I think once we get, because it's on the smaller end, once we get through that, you know, maybe we can squeeze the other Sims that we like into like a rotation. But that's going into the management side of things. Oh, while we're waiting, I want to see, 1 second. What's your favorite, not dating sim, just visual novel played so far? So, Aelfric the Wondrous, Cryptid, is it Crush? Cryptid Crush, Cryptid Clash, Cryptid something?
Cryptid Crush.
Oh, Roll to Play. What else have we played? Blooming Panic. There was one more I can't think of. I think there's one more. Oh, Snagamon. Do that for like a little. Ta-da! I know I made the poll, but I don't have my answer actually. I liked Snagamon. I think. I think it has
Snagamon?
potential. It's a Pokemon like grunt dating sim.
Oh.
Like it's not Pokemon, it's like legally distinct Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
I saw that briefly, I think.
Man, the Twitch viewer count's going fucking crazy. We've gone anywhere from like 5 to 11 in my view, just back and forth. Like 11 to
Honestly.
5 to 11, now it's 7, and you know, whatever.
The grunt for Snagamon is cute.
I know. Mulch did not appreciate. And it hurt my feelings. Remember, kids, the virtual man will not hear you if you call him ugly, but your friends who want to rail him will. And that's harmful. Don't bully your friends. I need to. Obviously, not today because Cassander's voice is about to collapse in on itself. But I'm very excited because I have enough to make him sing on some stream. I haven't picked the song. I'm thinking, because he mentioned it offhand, and he should never give me ideas. Why Don't You Do Right? The Jessica Rabbit song. I'll have to wait for you to be in chat, but that's like my thought. Either that or
I try to make sure I catch the Mondays and Friday streams. I usually have them on as such background noise that I don't notice them going.
Yeah. Well, if he's saying, I'll action.
Please.
I want to hear him sing a country song, personally. I want to see what his country accent could be. Like, I want him to bust that shit out. Such a great question, Social Neko. Probably Blooming Panic, because it's only men. Or Aelfric the Wondrous, it's one of the two. Aelfric the Wondrous has, like, the twinkest twink to ever twink. So, you might appreciate that. It's like, for those who know Fire Emblem, it's if Ferdinand von Aegir became a bleach blonde tramp, you know?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ferdinand von Aegir is a strawberry blonde tramp.
Yeah.
I still need to make sure.
I should have expected the Cryptid Crush bias. I don't blame you guys. But damn.
It's fun.
It is fun. It's one that if we don't play it more on stream, I will get it on my own time.
Same. I might have
really most of the visual novels we've done so far I'm willing to do on my own time, but I'm waiting to see what we do as a stream because I don't want to like see the stuff twice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would have absolutely played Blooming Panic on my own time, but Avernus seems dedicated to finishing all the routes. Because we went through one and it's a fairly short game, so.
Oh yeah, no, I heard that the routes are mostly pretty like you can. I'm going to stop talking.
Okay. I mean, it's not that I don't want to, Avernus. I'm just saying it like it is. Stop being pedantic. I'm simply speaking my truth. Can I not speak my truth? Whatever. Oh yeah, Bloom and Panic is player sexual. Women can play it, and other, yeah, that's
It's
fair.
basically an otome game.
Yeah. Always forget about that.
Most visual novels that have an all-male cast, you're going to find, are going to end up being otome games in some capacity. Blooming Panic is especially one of those, and I have my issues with trying to find gay visual novels, or alternatively, furry gay visual novels where you don't have to bottom.
Yeah.
My pet peeve is, oh, you're the player? You're a subby bottom no matter what, and there's no
'Cause-
talk about whether you consent to being a bottom or not.
Yeah, it's I can't go into detail considering what service we are streaming to, but similar issue I run into in just anything related to gay smut on the internet,
They're getting
whether
better.
it's
There's a
visual
lot more of them
novel
where you can
or
either choose
audio
you
or
have
whatever.
Things are getting better. They used to
Yeah.
suck really fucking badly.
Yeah. I do like a role to play. I will say that.
Oh, I should have done my Duolingo before
I didn't see very much of it, and it got really intense very quickly. So that's like the two reasons why I'm kind of holding off on it. It did not grab me as immediately as Aelfric the Wondrous or Cryptid Crush or Snagamon. All those sold me like on the concept, you know? Snagamon, it's Pokemon. I have my thing with the Pokemon world. You slap a Pikachu on that bitch and I will eat it up. Okay? It doesn't matter the quality. Like, I'll like it more if it's good quality, but even if it's the shittiest thing never shut, I would still, eat it up.
Personally, I think they could probably do a follow-up in the same setting where it's just like, listen, I've had a lot of thoughts about how Pokemon centers, there's a lot to be said for just hanging out and having to take a breather, sleep in the dorms. I think the 4th season of the Pokemon anime, especially when they're sleeping overnight at a contest, I love those scenes.
Yeah. Oh, yes, by the way, Avernus, doing this has brought to mind my old, like, Fire Emblem Engage dating sim idea. It's been cooking. So,
One of these days,
right
they just
now,
might take Fire Emblem, but focus on the social sim elements, maybe.
I would eat that up. I know that it would be a betrayal of the franchise, but you know what? Let me date Azura and nothing else, because that's kind of what I did in Fire Emblem Fates. Like, I did war crimes in my off time, but the main purpose
Shinsuke, bitch!
was to kiss Azura on the lips and other places. And she died at the end. That was kind of cringe. I don't know why she did that.
Because the writers don't have taste.
Yeah. At least she died in like a fun, cunty way. We love an evaporation.
Honestly, they gave her a pretty nicely gruesome death.
Yeah. I was
Sugar,
worried she
speak
died
coming
to
from
the
a
Shadow
people.
Hands. I just noticed how big that other claw is on screen. Like the one over his face, and then like the huge ass claw just hanging by his side. God damn.
It's not it's a mid-transformation sequence image, let's be frank. Oh, damn.
It's fine.
their
I
mom-
just, yeah.
Atlas's
Muffled.
dad is really hot.
Alice's dad is very hot. Unfortunately, it's Atlas is what we got. Shout out to you guys. Atlas is not for me. Is not my intent. I'm not the intended demographic for the Twink Moth. So let me consume his father, and then we'll talk.
I think it's very funny what I'm seeing in terms of like, wow, Atlas, you really are possession bait.
Oh my god. Oh, Lord. Oh, he's headed
God,
back.
the monster designs for this are so fucking hot.
Yeah. I'm really fucking with Jamie.
I am back.
What food did you get?
I cooked myself some peas.
Eat
Okay.
your peas, Obama.
I've been craving a vegetable, and I bought them when I bought groceries a
And
couple days
you
ago.
know what? No.
I'm just sorry. Do you not remember the political cartoon?
No, I remember. I was about to go into a whole rant about how he has bad taste in vegetables, and then I realized maybe not the time. I
It
will
is
find
not.
you later,
Definitely
though.
not the time.
We can work on ensuring my partner eats more nutritious and delicious things another time.
Peas are good,
They are.
and they're quite full of protein.
I like corn.
Yeah, Cryptid Crush won with 50% of the vote, and then the rest of it is split between Aelfric, Roll to Play, Snagmon, Blooming Panic in its flop era.
I'm so sorry.
Anyway, Jamie acts fast, taking this moment to finally tear their hand out of Madhouse's chest while he writhes, shaking ectoplasm off their claws.
We love a ride.
Automatic save made, but it's backwards.
Apparently there's a Roblox project of Cryptid Crush.
Madhouse gets an encore. You brace yourself for the worst.
It literally is a madhouse as a phone in the Roblox game.
Obsessed with the sign in the back that says "You are dead."
Right?
Smiley face.
Teehee.
We're going to do this fight and then save, I think. Or it's
So
going
is
to hit.
Taro our actual cat, or is that another love interest?
I think Taro is our actual cat.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure Taro is our actual cat. I don't think they'll let you smooch Taro.
That's the thing with like the cryptid thing was like, is this like a cryptid we're dating, or is this an actual cat? I don't know what's going on.
Cryptid, you're not
Easy
dating,
peasy.
and an actual cat. She's a buck a nickel if she's got two tails.
Okay, Atlas. Fair enough.
Heck yeah!
The power of positivity.
Oh, that
Oh.
eye!
Oh, what that
Ooh.
tongue do?
Yeah.
What that tongue do?
That all you got? Oh. Oh. Well then.
Woo!
Yay!
He reeks of toxic waste, Aaron.
Jamie, Atlas, Mike, and someone you meet after the fight. Mike?
Repent in hell!
I am wondering.
Madhouse Mike.
Oh, duh. Okay. I was hoping.
I think he's recruited from this fight, but the thing is, it could be another character.
Personally,
8
my
RP.
ranking is like Mike, then Jamie, then Atlas, I think. Jamie and Atlas are like fairly tied right now. Actually, I think Atlas is a little bit above Jamie just because Jamie reminds me a lot of Susie from Deltarune.
Honestly,
But like, not like Susie's like my niece in my mind. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Susie's theme in Deltarune. Side note, you know, if you ever want to feel like an angsty teenager again, turn that shit on. That's crazy. As I've been playing through Final Fantasy VIII with Squall Leonhardt, that's what I've been playing every now and then.
This
Is-
isn't my day.
oh baby.
Once again, what the tongue do? He gargling? I'm sorry. Let me calm down.
Oh, he's gonna be gargling.
Let me repent. Give me a second. Let me grab my
I'm
prayer
not
beads.
repentant.
I'll be back.
I am penting up.
Like, let me go look at this picture of like Lana Del Rey superimposed in front of a cross, like Jesus Christ, and fix myself.
Screen break so we can take it out on someone.
Oh my god. Not the boredom damage. I will say I'm going to like Atlas a little bit more as the game bullies him. Where it's like, clearly Atlas's need to overshare overrides any supernatural force. It's like, damn.
Poor guy.
One of my favorite character archetypes is like a character that the game itself hates. You know? That's how I ended up liking Cyril so damn much, was it's so obvious that Intelligent Systems does not fuck with him.
Oh, he giggled.
Somehow.
That was the liar in the group. Was Atlas.
I will say, let me correct my ranking. My ranking really is if I could somehow stuff Atlas back inside Mike and do that. You know? I have two hands. Even better if it fuses into if they fuse into one really big hand to grab me with, right? That would be optimal. But if that is not possible, I will settle for Mike without the moth part. I would just be a little bit sad about it.
Yeah, Jamie has the healing.
Interesting.
Like Susie.
You're about halfway through. You're doing great. Never mind. Never mind. Let's go gambling. Aw, dang it. Oh,
I love that scene. Have you seen the one where it's like, let's go gambling? And there's a 1% chance to turn you into a girl.
Oh my god.
And you get $1 million every time you win.
I would just be a billionaire woman.
Honestly, my
be
thought
fine
is,
with that.
okay, I'll press the button that might make you a girl and the button that might make you a guy. I'll just button mash them both. I'll stack overflow my gender.
Yeah. As long as I will
God.
be equally hot as a girl than I am now, fine. Just don't make me an
Wouldn't it
ugly
very-
girl. That's the difference.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want to give up the fact that I am currently drop dead gorgeous.
You are.
Thank you. My long, luxurious hair that everyone keeps like asking me what I diet with, and I'm like, my DNA? What do you want from me? That is a rant for a different day. Having black hair, especially as a teenager, because like angsty teenager back, like people were like, oh, what do you diet with? And I'd be like, I don't. And they'll be like, you're lying. And I'm like, I'm literally not.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, my dad
I
had
think he
natural
promised.
black raven hair in a similar.
My sister,
Info
I would
dump,
watch
bitch.
this show.
Slacknar, the werewolf lover barbarian. I just need them to kiss. I don't even
Honestly.
want. I'm starting to realize maybe I don't want to date either of them. Maybe I just want to sit on the cuck chair. You know?
And watch Mad
Maybe
Men.
that's what's going on. Like, it's like I don't want to date. Like, I don't want to how do I put it? I do want to date Red and Blue from Pokemon, specifically Ultra Sun and Moon version. However, I would not steal either of them from the other. I would simply have to, like, you know, be in the area. And that is, I think, what's happening with Atlas and Light. Whatever. Where was I? Oh yeah, hair dye. My sister told me that I should get a perm after I grow it out, and I was like, "Are you fucking crazy?" And she's like, "No, but like a light perm, where it's like a little curly." And I think she just wants the excuse to do a perm. Hey, I'm not against the idea. I have bought a hairband to keep like everything out of my face because I am trying to grow it out.
You should get up on it. Don't be afraid to breathe before bed.
The fun thing about having a sister who's in the cosmetology program is I get face masks. I get mani-pedis whenever she wants someone to practice on that's a guy. You know, her queer older brother steps in just like, hey, so like, I won't die if I do anything remotely feminine. Love that for me. Let's go gambling.
Jeez. Teehee.
Atlas. About having a raven familiar.
Lord Dump. Atlas is a game theory fan.
He is.
Would be.
Like, the boredom damage. It hurts. Secondhand embarrassment hitting me hard.
Let's end this quickly.
Aww.
I don't know how you got A rank.
They're ranked. Well, it did say 15 for S rank.
You're the real deal, huh?
The mechanics of this visual novel are really impressive.
So, Mary.
Yes?
You remember when we were playing 100% orange juice?
Yes.
The fact that the dice sets change things reminds me of Lucky Sevens.
Oh, God.
Lucky Sevens! I love Lucky Sevens.
Sorry, I
should
totally, not intentionally, unplugged my headset. But I did hear Lucky Sevens.
Yeah.
To go and start getting ready for my appointment. Love you!
Bye!
Bye-bye.
Love you too. Let me finish this. Jamie steps forward, a fire roaring in their eyes. No! I still have questions! You take hold of Jamie's arms, trying to hold them back. Is that all you really care about? You're all so clueless! Snapping up, Mike musters up the last bit of strength he has and latches onto you. You're coming with me.
I'm coming, alright.
Stirring awake, you blink spots from your vision, feeling oddly light. What is this place? You furrow your eyebrows and shield your face from the pale white light. You glance down and see a harsh green outline below. It's Madhouse, with a stunned look on his face and a firm grip on your ankle, holding you in place. Let go of me! No! You'll disappear! Isn't that the point? You want me gone! You kick and squirm, trying to break out of the Spectre's grasp. Hold on! Wait, just relax for a second. Reeling you in like a kite on a string, Madhouse finally lets you go and quickly looks away. Look, it's not a big deal. I just dragged your soul out of your body and set you adrift in the void. You mean I'm dead? Yeesh. It sounds a lot worse when you put it that way. Where are we? Drifting in a doorway between the spirit and material world. I usually wake up here if I pass out at my desk for too long. Now give me your soul. No, you give me your soul. Nah. Why'd you drag me down here anyway? What do you want from me? I need you
Your
as a
soul.
vessel to escape. Don't you feel bad for me? Come on, you've seen movies, you know how this ends. I can tell you whatever you want. What's this about a pesky curse? The thing is, for this game today, we have come to the end of our time. I think instead of doing Blooming Panic after the Lethal Company stream, we'll do this. And then we'll do Blooming Panic after, like, a Friday stream. But yes, now we will move on to, I think, Aelfric the Wondrous?
Yeah.
So if you'll give me a moment to get that all ready to go. While I change the category. Alright, and make sure that the visual novel sounds are set right. Give me a moment. There we go. There's a farmer hunched by the stable door, and when he stands up, Aelfric realizes it's none other than Conrad.
You streamed it as
Cool.
well.
Ah, yes, 1 second. Whoa there! Conrad enters the stall and removes a grasshopper from the enclosure. The horse immediately relaxes, and Conrad gives her a good pat. What's happened? She's just spooked by bugs is all. Bit of a hassle, but they all have their quirks. Is that so? Conrad nods. Dorte is scared of water, and Sarah will jump at
Dorte?
the side of a certain chicken from the coop. He points to the horses like a father discerning his children from a crowd. Then there's Nutmeg. She hates Edmund. Horses are curious creatures, they are. My father had imparted me his finest white stallion at the start of my journey, but even still he has the cheek to eat my hair. Entirely on purpose. Aelfric's horse snorts from the other side of the stable. Egads, he can hear us! Conrad chuckles to himself. If we traded horses, yours wouldn't have much hair to chew on. Ha, a fine suggestion. Perhaps then I can find some reprieve. There's a brief moment of silence as the two peer out into the plains from the stables. Shall I take you on that offer? What offer? To trade horses, of course. It's alright, I wasn't being serious. Well, I am being entirely serious. I have a package to deliver at the next town over, and I would be delighted to have you join me. Aelfric walks over to his horse and regards him proudly. Liberty Lee's the fastest...
What? Do you not like Liberty Lee?
No, I just had that moment where it felt like I said something wrong, so I just stopped talking.
Yeah, it's not great.
Liberty Lee is the fastest horse on this side of the continent. It shan't take long. I cannot talk today. Why do I do this visual novel day? Conrad's eyes light up at the thought of such an excursion. Really? Well, since you're offering... It's not like he has anything else to do that day. They each ride their respective horses across the plains, Aelfric upon his white stallion, Liberty Lee, and Conrad on a hay-colored mare. They make it to the neighboring town and deliver the package without a problem. The two take a short rest on the way back, and Aelfric fulfills his promise. Once Conrad's got his reins on Liberty Lee, he begins running laps around the plains. He's just like a racehorse. Ha! Aelfric's sitting on the grass. What? It's a bit hard to hear you. Liberty Lee canters gracefully with Conrad on his back, but as the horse approaches Aelfric, he abruptly stops, causing Conrad to fall over. Whoa! Conrad falls almost directly on top of Aelfric, into the grass. This detestable horse. In a mocking gesture, Liberty Lee kicks up some dirt and starts to head to the nearby river for a sip. When Aelfric looks up, Conrad's face is mere inches away from his. He smells like grass and wood chips. Pardon me. I'm sorry, I lost control. Conrad rolls over and Aelfric sits up properly. No, I should have known he would do something like that. He glares at his horse while dusting the grass off his greaves. Aelfric, I was thinking. Yes? Did you know you always wanted to be an adventurer? Without a doubt, my destiny as a hero was written as clearly as the stars in the sky. That so? I knew from the moment I touched Bloodbane. I knew I was destined to protect others. So long as I am able to see the smiling faces of this world's civilians, I am satisfied. Aelfric finishes his monologue solemnly, although he appears rather pleased with himself after the fact. Conrad purses his lips and takes a moment before tentatively replying. That last line, it's from Virtueborn, right? Pardon me, you have heard of Virtueborn? I watched the plays as a kid. Aelfric seems a little embarrassed by this information. Indeed, my father was strict with me, so much of my pastime was often spent watching plays. Virtueborn was my favorite. I always thought the Vagabond was a captivating character, insomuch that fictional characters can be. Now that I think about it, you do remind me of him. To think he has heard of Virtueborn, Conrad must think me terribly juvenile. Did you know? It was adapted from a far more acclaimed novel, truly a timeless classic. I didn't know that. You know, it's alright to like things meant for kids. He went and said it. For a long time, I wanted to be a toy maker, but it's not realistic. Aelfric turns his head, surprised. Really? Might I ask why? There's not a special reason. When I was younger, people told me I was good at it, so I kept at it. I used to have an apprenticeship with a woodworker, and I would gather up the leftover scraps from the job and use them for my own projects. Conrad scratches his chin. And I made a lot of, I guess, action figures. You'd be surprised by who wanted them, because it wasn't just the village kids. How fascinating. You must tell me what sorts of patrons approached you. Let me think. There was a pregnant woman who wanted a toy for her unborn child. That stood out to me. Oh, and Edmund. At the time, I didn't know him real well. Edmund? The prickly fellow? Somehow this is hard to imagine. It's true. He was happy to have something. You can't tell just by looking at him, but his parents don't have much of anything, and he used to get teased for that. Is that so? Toys, they're a luxury. As much as I liked the work, I guess I liked seeing people smile, too. I see your humble upbringing belies a noble heart. How lovely it is that even your spirit matches your fair countenance. I'm not entirely sure what you said just now, but Thanks, think. What I meant to say is, well, the way you act is similar to how your face is. Never mind. Conrad chuckles. You're very funny, Aelfric. Yes, well, this dream of yours, when will it become a reality, so that I might commission a figurine from you one day? Ad break. Aelfric. That day's not gonna come. Aelfric frowns, crestfallen. Conrad shrugs. Even as a kid, I knew being a toy maker wasn't something I could do. I can't say it puts bread on the table. Damn it. Sorry, my fan is just a little bit too far out of reach. No falling over. Today is just scuffed in general. I see. That is a great shame. It is what it is. Conrad, do you think we are all bound by our destinies? Destinies? I'm not too sure I'm destined for much. Unless you're trying to get at something else. I suppose not, although sometimes I cannot help but feel there are certain unchangeable truths in our lives. As in, you want to do something else instead? No! I would not dare to think of it. My duty as a noble and a hero precedes all else. Huh. Fortunately, as it were, I am rather suited to vanquishing foes. If nothing else, I mean it sincerely when I say the sight of everyone's smiling faces is enough for me. That includes yours. Aelfric punctuates his words with a hearty laugh. Conrad looks away and rubs the back of his neck. I realized I never said it, but thank you for inviting me. You're always doing these things when you don't have to. He looks back. I appreciate it. At a loss for words, Aelfric can only nod his head. The sun's going down. We better head back. It's been a few days since Conrad and Aelfric's excursion. He's sitting down on some crates near the entrance of his barn and sifting through some of the more recent letters that Aelfric sent him. Hey, Conrad, what you got there? Oh, I recognize that writing. That's from Sir Aelfric, isn't it? She points to the perfect cursive writing on the paper. Conrad folds the letters into his lap and looks up to see Winnie and Edmund. Oh, yeah. Can I see? What's he written? Conrad seems a bit apprehensive, but Edmund snatches the letter from out of his hands. It's probably nothing. I bet Aelfric uses the same cheesy lines for everyone he falls for. I mean, just look at this. Edmund clears his throat and summons an exaggerated, posh voice. Thorns would have turned to roses if I loved them as much as I loved you. Should I choose between the sun and your reverent smile, I would choose to live in darkness. Aw, that is so sweet. What? No one in their right mind would actually fall for this. Right, Conrad? Conrad? Winnie and Edmund turn to Conrad, who is trying to hide his face under his straw hat. Wait, are you actually getting embarrassed? Conrad wordlessly takes the letter back and folds it away. Don't take my things. Sorry, I didn't think it was such a big deal. Aelfric comes here so frequently, what's even the point of writing letters? Haven't you ever had a pen pal? Sometimes it's nice having something handwritten. No, I haven't. And I wouldn't particularly appreciate being constantly hit on. Poor lonely Edmund, boo-hoo. Okay, now you're just being immature. While the two are talking, Conrad quietly slips away from the scene. He'd have to remind himself not to carry something so private within arm's length of either Edmund or Winnie. The truth is, Conrad had been meaning to write back sooner, but he ran out of ink. Given this is one of his few days off, he resolves to go to the general store. When he gets there, it's not crowded, and he finds himself looking at the new stock of woodworking tools aside from the ink. As he's perusing, he overhears two middle-aged women talking. It's unbelievable that Aelfric has yet to be wedded. A man like him, single? It's too good to be true. Conrad's ears prick up at the mention of Aelfric's name. Have you heard? People are saying that the reason why he's at our village is because he's fallen in love with someone here. Get out! Wasn't he arranged to marry Princess Eloise? The marriage was called off. I suppose there was some kind of dispute between them. Aw, but they were so perfect together. The whole thing is already scandalous, but if he comes out the other end marrying a peasant girl? Why, I'd like to see their faces. I don't think he'd ever be welcome back to high society. He would be a class traitor. The villagers laugh. Conrad fumbles with the ink pot he's holding. Oh, he would be more than a class traitor. I've heard of some noble families disowning their children for that. That's why you get so many stories of couples eloping to other countries. They do make such a fuss about it, don't they? I don't understand it. As long as he can produce an heir with Claymont blood, it shouldn't matter who he falls in love with. That's right. They're hoarding all the good-looking men from us commoners. I wonder who the lucky lady is. Conrad looks at the inkpot and reluctantly places it back on the shelf. Excuse me. Oh, my, sorry, we weren't in your way, were we? It's fine. Conrad slinks out of the general store without buying anything or hearing the rest of the gossip. He walks back home. I'll be darned, you're pulling your weight, son. It is only thanks to your assistance. Ever seen the crop get harvested? No, sir. You will soon. The carrots are ready and we're gonna need an extra set of hands. Why, of course. In the middle of conversation, Aelfric's eyes trail off to a familiar figure behind the villager. Ah, if you'll excuse me. Conrad, greetings. Do you have a moment? Seeing Aelfric in the distance, Conrad almost immediately turns himself around and heads towards the nearest building. I suppose he's busy. Conrad is by the potato crops, cutting excess leaves when Aelfric catches him between rotations. Conrad, it's not too late to partake in the harvest. Oh, that was a right click. Conrad gently waves his hands. I don't need anything from the harvest. But surely if you have a minute to spare, I wished to... Sorry, Aelfric. I have somewhere to be. Conrad walks away swiftly. Edmund, you're acquainted with Conrad, are you not? Is there something amiss with him today? Not that I know of. Why? What did you do? I didn't do anything. But I fear he's avoiding me. Just to be certain, is there anything on my face? Or my teeth? Does my breath smell decent to you? Edmund rolls his eyes. Have you considered that maybe he just doesn't like being around you? Is that true? Aelfric looks like he's been stabbed. It's a bit much, even for Edmund, he sighs. How am I supposed to know? He doesn't say anything about you, but sometimes you have to read between the lines. Read between the lines? Aelfric wonders if this is one of those moments where he said something wrong and no one corrected him. Did you do anything that could have upset him somehow? Maybe eat meat in front of him? He's a vegetarian. Something that may have upset him. Like tipping poorly, eating his food, committing a crime. I would never tip poorly. Edmund raises an eyebrow. It is the very opposite. I was beginning to think we had a sort of connection. So I did not understand, or do not understand. Okay, look. How about you just ask him? He's a pretty straightforward guy, so it shouldn't be hard. That is easier said than done. He flees every time I approach. When Edmund doesn't immediately respond, Aelfric thinks he's given up. But instead, his next words are careful. Right before he leaves the fields, he always stays behind to tend the horses. I'm sure he wouldn't abandon the task. You can probably find him at the stables. Aelfric's eyes light up. I see, you have my thanks. Don't mention it. I mean that, by the way. Do not tell Conrad I told you that. Aelfric is a little confused, but he nods his head. I will not speak a word. Good! Now get back to work. After a long day of work, the sun finally sets. All of the farmers set to put the equipment away. Conrad is hanging back at the stables, feeding the horses and changing the water, just as Edmund said he would be. I am taking drinks whenever my throat feels even the slightest bit scratchy. I think we are at the point where my throat is just going to be raw. He notices Aelfric looming by the doorway of the stables. He waves. You can turn in like everyone else. I wish to speak with you. Aelfric walks over towards Conrad and helps him put the hay down. It was awfully busy today. I hardly had a chance to see you. Yeah. Are you feeling alright today? Fine. Conrad gets up to grab something at the other side of the stable. Aelfric follows behind him. I meant to give you something earlier. I told you I didn't need anything from the harvest. I am certain you'll like it. Aelfric. Despite Conrad's protests, Aelfric runs outside of the stables. He returns a moment later with a rake in hand. Oop. It's the one Conrad lent him, but he's reattached the two broken parts. I am not a blacksmith by any means, so I understand if this is not of any use to you. Seeing the rake, Conrad finally looks at Aelfric eye to eye. He looks between him and the rake. Conrad takes the rake in his hands. He gauges the heft and moves it around. There's a pause as he looks at the rake. This is great. It's almost as good as new. You know, you're a great person, Aelfric. But that's why you need to stop doing this. I don't need it. Aelfric's face heats up in such a way that makes him want to run away again, but he stays put. I do not understand what you mean when you say that. Conrad, I know how forward I must seem. I cannot explain why I feel so strongly. It perplexes even myself. I have never felt this way before. Not for anyone. All I know is that it is genuine. Why do I feel you do not believe me? I do believe you, but isn't it a little early to be considering this? As it stands, I don't know you. Not well. I'm sure your family wouldn't be happy either. Bloodbane is a family heirloom, so this wouldn't... Aelfric bristles at the statement. Why must we talk about third parties regarding something as unquestioning as love? Do I not make myself clear? Tell me now, if this pursuit is unrequited, then I will drop everything and leave. Or you can face me in battle. We shall settle this as men. A swift punch to the face may be a softer blow than words. Look at you, saying nonsense again. Aelfric, I won't send you away, but I don't have an answer for you at the moment. His face softens. I'm sorry. Conrad expects Aelfric to say more, and the look on his face is resigned. Very well. I understand. For once it seems a quiet has settled throughout the village. Or has it always been quiet? It's a rare day off for the farmers, as most of them head home for an early dinner. Conrad finds himself in his usual arrangement at the tavern. With how frequently he stops by, one might confuse him for an alcoholic. Edmund's sitting nearby and Winnie's behind the counter making drinks.
Real quick, can you save the game? I want to see if Conrad's level appears on the save file. Is it from his perspective right now?
Nope.
No. Flop. Okay.
Flop.
I wanted him to also somehow be level 99, just in the farmer class.
He said he was leaving today. Really? Just like that? I thought he'd be more determined. Edmund, you were the one who wanted him gone the most. I know, but that's because I thought he would be too stubborn to leave. Now that he's actually gone, it's a little strange. Conrad sighs and peers into his mug of ale. I'm not sure why I didn't reject him straight away. I shouldn't have gotten his hopes up like that. Must have felt like a waste of time. So that's what this is about. And here I thought you and Sir Aelfric were getting I would have never guessed he bothered you, but then again, you can be pretty hard to read. Guess so. He is giving her the side eye.
Mm-hmm.
Conrad takes a swig of his drink. Conrad, it's nothing to feel guilty over. I'm proud of you for being honest. He's probably already forgotten about the whole thing, especially if he falls out of love as quickly as he falls in love. Girl! I'm sure he's moved on already. I know she's trying, but God! Edmund makes a face. Conrad, did you really reject Aelfric? Yes. Can we stop talking about this? Sure. It's awfully gloomy for a day off, isn't it? Why don't we play some games? You two should be winding back. Relax. Winnie shifts underneath the bar counter and pulls out a deck of cards from the compartment. Conrad moves aside their drinks and Winnie hands off the deck to him. He skillfully shuffles the cards several times, the edges becoming a blur as they fall back into his hand. What game are we playing? I don't like games I can't win. Don't worry, Edmund. This will be good practice. If you keep playing with us, you'll be a pro in no time. Sounds like a fancy way of saying I'm going to lose. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. I can't help that you're bad at card games. We should go easy on Edmund. No, don't patronize me. Let's just play already. That's the spirit. Winnie begins to flip the cards down onto the counter, and they play as they always do on the day off. The next day inevitably follows, and life in the village returns like clockwork. When Edmund arrives on the fields, he's greeted by his fellow farmers and starts working shortly after. There's no sounds of fangirls squealing or the knight's boisterous voice. The only evidence Aelfric was ever here are the stray rose petals littering the ground. Edmund's eyebrows quirk at the sight, and he collects them into a bag along with the weeds. By midday, Edmund has finished tending to his row of crops and makes his way to the tool shed. He spots Conrad along the way and is about to ramble off when Conrad stops the shorter man and hands him a rake. Hey, it's not broken. Did you do this? Aelfric did. Before he left, he stopped by and returned it to me. Did he? I was about to be angry with you for lending it to him in the first place. I would have expected quality like this to be your work. It was awful nice of him to go through the trouble. I'll be the first to say it, alright? Aelfric's not that bad. I'll admit I misjudged him at first, but he carried his weight. After seeing how many times he messed up, I'm surprised he still arrived every morning. Yeah, he's great. I'm just glad he had the common sense to back off once you rejected him. You did reject him, right? I didn't give him an answer. What is that supposed to mean? I wanted to be honest, but... Conrad tilts his head low. He's not looking Edmund in the eye. Between two men, especially someone like Aelfric, it wouldn't work out. I didn't want others to hate him, and I'd only be in his way. So this is for the best. I was thinking something was off about you lately. You know you can talk to Winnie and I about anything, right? You don't have to beat around the bush or act like nothing's wrong. We would have helped you. But if you believe this is the right choice, well, I'm not stopping you. Conrad brings a hand to his temple. I don't know if this is the right choice. There's nothing to be done about it now. I said what I said because you could do better than somebody like me. That's not true. You said it yourself. Nobles don't settle for commoners. The sooner he realizes that, the better. I did say that, but that's because I thought you didn't. I mean, this isn't about Aelfric, it's about you. You're clearly still hung up about this. He can't have gone far, can he? Maybe he's still doing quests around the area? You should talk to him before you regret it. What are you trying to say, Edmund? What's done is done. I'm not the one bringing it up here. I'm only bringing this up because you look miserable. You could have at least told him the truth. I think even someone like Aelfric deserves that much. This conversation is over. What, are you gonna do nothing instead? Yes. Come on, you can't possibly be happy with this. I am. Leave me alone. You are so stubborn. Fine, if that's what you think, then just get over it. If you've made up your decision, then you have to follow through with it. That means throwing away every flower, every letter, and gift he gave you, starting with my stupid rake. Edmund, this is none of your business. I hate it. I hate it when you act this way and pretend like there's nothing you can do about it. This isn't one of those times. Yeah, because it's too late now, isn't it? Exactly, so there's nothing more to say. Then get over it already. I can't! Conrad's seething. He exhales from his nose. I'm sorry. I spoke out of turn. But you're still an idiot. I don't care. That's the worst part. I'm leaving. Don't bother talking to me unless it's important. Before Edmund can respond, Conrad walks back to the fields. Edmund's left staring dumbfounded at Conrad's receding figure, and then at the rake in his hands. Hang on. Edmund's face scrunches up and he throws the rake to the ground. Ah! Stupid Conrad, you're insufferable. Fine, be that way. You can be sad for the rest of your life for all I care. Edmund angrily... Oh my god. Sometimes it just feels like my tongue does not fit my mouth. Edmund angrily stomps back to the fields and makes a point to go in the direction opposite of Conrad. He's so caught up in his feelings, it takes him a moment to notice something's off. The fields are strangely empty. Upon closer inspection, there's equipment littered here and there as though everyone had dropped their things and left. Edmund wanders closer to investigate, but something rustles amongst the crops. It takes only a glimpse of translucent blue to realize there's slimes roaming the fields. Edmund takes a few steps backwards before breaking into a run the way he came. A million thoughts race through his mind, but he focuses on one. Where did Conrad go? Edmund retraces his steps and heads back to the tool shed. It seems Conrad was thinking the same thing because the two meet eyes, not far from the shed. What the hell is going on? Edmund? Thank the gods you're still here. Did you see what happened? I don't know, but we need to head back to town. I think that's where everyone went. Oh. With pitchforks taken from the tool shed, Conrad and Edmund quickly head towards the village. The townspeople are scattered, scared, and panicked. Ah! A monster attack! First it's our livestock, then it'll be our children! Please, gods, have mercy. Conrad, Edmund! Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? What is that? What is that feeling in my throat? The two turn towards Winnie as she jogs up to meet them. What's horrible are these people acting like they've never seen a slime before. Why are they targeting the village anyway? I thought the witch had been dealt with. You don't think it has anything to do with the Demon King, does it? Oh, if only Sir Aelfric were here. Edmund rolls his eyes. We don't even know where he is. At this point, it might be faster if we fight the slimes ourselves. Edmund brandishes his pitchfork to emphasize his point. Edmund, what if you get hurt? I mean this in the nicest way possible, but you aren't exactly tough. I know that I don't have experience fighting monsters, but I'm tired of watching our village get razed. If we all work together, we might have a fighting chance. Well, if you insist on fighting, just know at the first sign of danger, it's okay to flee. Hopefully it won't have to come to that. Conrad, watch over Edmund for me, will you? I'll make sure nothing bad happens. Edmund takes this as his cue to leave, and marches on with Conrad trailing behind him. Please, please no! I have a wife and children! They'll be much more delicious! The slime jiggles menacingly. Take that! Edmund stabs the slime with his fist. Edmund stabs...
You have to absolutely admit that was funny. You absolutely have to admit. Give me one reason why I shouldn't flip that.
Flip that.
Okay.
Edmund stabs the slime with his... Oh god. Edmund stabs the slime with his pitchfork, and the monster appears too taken aback to react. Conrad attacks the slime and finishes the job. They see the villager cowering in fear and help him up. I'm gonna save again just to see if it does. Just to see if this changes. No? Okay. Thank you! How can I repay you? Find a weapon and help us in our cause. A weapon? But I don't know how to fight. You're on your own. My family's waiting for me. The man disappears into his house. Hey, come back here. Ugh. Harder than it looks. Don't even start. Come on, let's keep going. To be honest, I've been waiting for a moment like this. If only things weren't so sour between Conrad and I right now. If I can just get some experience by the end of this, our village will finally have someone they can count on. I need to start somewhere. After rescuing a couple more villagers, Conrad and Edmund reach town square. There's a young woman being accosted by a group of slimes, with one particularly large slime acting as the ringleader. Help! Someone, anyone help! The larger orange slime wobbles close to her. Eek! Edmund, Antediluvian American Cobra. Okay. Edmund comes running up behind the slimes, but it easily dodges his attack. The slime lunges for Edmund and smacks him clear across the face. Ah! Edmund wobbles backwards and is able to defend a few more blows before he's cornered by the slime. He squeezes his eyes shut and braces himself for impact. only for the slime to be promptly run over by a steel wheelbarrow. Conrad! Having abandoned the pitchfork in favor of the wheelbarrow, Conrad glances back at Edmund. Now's your chance. Right. With all his might, Edmund stabs the slime. The slime has been defeated. The two turn their attention to the remaining slimes and finish them off one by one. Edmund heaves a breath. I just stopped talking there.
Let's say, I mean, that's correct.
I know. That's what makes this habit frustrating. Edmund heaves a breath as he deals a final blow to the last of the smaller slimes. He straightens and finally allows himself to relax. Yes, finally! However, Edmund's celebration is short-lived as he keels over slightly, his breath shallow and heavy.
Shallow and heavy, whatever.
I'm spent. Edmund suddenly notices a growing shadow from where he stands. He looks up to see a slime descending from the roof of one of the surrounding houses directly above him. Wah! Luckily, Conrad swoops in and throws Edmund out of the way. Edmund tumbles for a bit and then crawls back to his feet. Conrad, look out! Conrad dodges an attempted slime attack. However, the slime locks onto Conrad as its new target and chases him around the village well. Edmund looks on helplessly as Conrad is trapped circling the well. Looking around, Edmund spots the wheelbarrow. That'll do. Edmund grabs the handles and surges towards the slime with all his might. And Conrad jumps out of the way. It's a direct hit, and the wheelbarrow bounces back slightly upon impact. The slime has been defeated. That's the last of them. Edmund suddenly clutches his side, his face scrunched up in pain. Gods, I'm gonna feel this in the morning. I better get a day off after this. Conrad reconvenes with Edmund as they approach the rescued girl. Thank you so much for saving me. I thought I was done for. You're welcome. It's the least we could do. Hey, wait. Although I'd much rather be saved by Sir Aelfric, I guess this is preferable to dying. Excuse me? It's because he... It's because he's currently at the Salt Crystal Caves dealing with our local demon problem. I really thought I would be a goner if there was no one to save me. The Salt Crystal Caves, he told you? Well, I've been telling him every single day there were demons there, and this morning he finally left in the direction of the caves. Huh, that's good to know. In any case, the village should be safe now. It would be helpful if you could let everyone know. And tell them it was Edmund and Conrad who did it, and that a raise would be a proper reward for our services. Of course, I'll be sure to put in a good word for both of you. Goodbye now. Conrad turns to Edmund. You did pretty well back there. You didn't do too bad yourself. Imagine the look on Winnie's face when I tell her I killed a slime. Aside from mild property damage, the slimes didn't prove to be much of a threat. After everything, Conrad finally returns home. Vases filled with bouquets and an assortment of strange artifacts litter the table and shelves of his room. They're all gifts from Aelfric, treasures found throughout his adventure. With a sigh, Conrad begins collecting each odd gifts and sorts them on his table. Edmund's words replay in his mind. Fine, if that's what you think, then just get over it. If you've made up your decision, then you have to follow through with it. These will have to go by tomorrow? Conrad turns his attention to a stack of envelopes on his desk. There's a section he'd made for all of Aelfric's letters. These two. He adds the letters to the pile on the table, but pauses to reread one of them. Only one, he thinks, but before he knows it, he's looking through all of them. Although Aelfric's handwriting can be at times difficult to read, his poetry and stories bring a smile to Conrad's face. As he sifts through the last of the papers. Huh?
He's kicking his feet and giggling on his bed. His little cowboy.
Yes. He finds his own unfinished letter to Aelfric in the night's most recent correspondence. Conrad frowns. That day, I was supposed to write back to him. His own letters are brief and heavy-handed compared to Aelfric's. There's an ink stain where his pen had petered out and a smear from a clumsy brush of his hand. He feels somewhat embarrassed at the sight. He reads Aelfric's letter. Dearest Conrad, I pray you are faring well. I had a most excellent time with you the other day. To be able to enjoy an excursion on horseback is one of the finest pleasures in the world. I find myself thinking back on our conversation, if you remember, about our dreams. I confess I did not respond honestly about whether I dreamt of something else or not. As a child, I used to daydream of being an actor on a grand stage. Then I dreamed of gardening so as to carry on my mother's profession. And for a long time, I dreamed of slaying the Demon King and vanquishing all evil in the land. However, my mind has changed lately. I fear openly voicing it would be akin to heresy, but in writing it is safely hidden away. I thought myself accustomed to the nomadic lifestyle, but there is a problem. Occasionally I ache to see the friends and family I have left behind. Were I a typical noble, common man, or gardener, I would be granted at least the choice of residing wherever I choose. But the life of a hero grants me no such freedom. Were I to relinquish my title, my dream would come true. It is nary but a passing thought, but it is no less blasphemous. My journey will soon take me elsewhere, and though our time was short, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I look forward to when we shall meet next, regardless of the form it takes. Yours, Aelfric. I'm pretty dumb, huh? Aelfric's not a kid. I bet he knew better than anyone what he was doing. Conrad folds the letters away and rises to stand by his table. Hold on. I'm just a coward. I can't get rid of any of this. Conrad reaches for the letter again and looks it over a second time. He'd all but forgotten what he initially planned on writing. After Aelfric finishes his business in the Salt Crystal Caves, then where will he be? Was that time at the stables really the last conversation he would have with Aelfric? The thought troubles Conrad enough to pick up his things and leave his house. I still can't believe you two rushed into battle like that. I'm telling you, it wasn't that big of a deal. Conrad walks into the tavern, catching the remnants of his friend's conversation. Oh, hello there, Conrad. Why the long face? Did all the slime fighting burn you out too? Winnie, Edmund. Conrad makes an awkward nod in Edmund's direction. You okay, Conrad? I wanted to tell you all something. Sure thing. What did you want to talk about? I'll be going away for a little bit. If you don't hear back from me in If you don't hear back from me in a day, get the horses. Conrad nods his head and then turns to leave. Wait, what? Conrad, where are you going? Conrad? What are you saying? When he rounds the corner of the bar counter to chase after Conrad and Edmund follows suit, each of them pull at one of his forearms. Honestly, what's going on with you? Conrad explains what had really occurred at the stables before. Oh, God. My head.
You're doing great.
Conrad explains what had really occurred at the stables before Aelfric left and the contents of Aelfric's last letter. So that's what happened. Conrad nods his head. I shouldn't have treated him like a kid. I didn't take him seriously at all. Conrad sighs. I don't want what I said to be the last conversation we have. But I don't know how to fix this. It might be too late for that. Why didn't you say something sooner? I feel so silly now thinking the two of you were on bad terms. No, it was never like that. But if what you're saying is true, Aelfric doesn't even know how you feel about this whole thing. I know. That's why I want to tell him in person. I don't want him to hate me. When he laughs. There's no way Aelfric could hate you. Are you serious? To be fair, if Aelfric was in love with me, and I'd want it to be a joke too. Edmund, now's not the time. Did you think he was just being nice? Aelfric really liked you. With all the gifts and letters he sent, he's probably said I love you about 100 times. Conrad pauses to think about the countless roses and letters Aelfric had sent, and he feels suddenly guilty. Did he ever say the words back in some small gesture? When you put it like that... don't look so down, Conrad. I bet Aelfric only left out of respect for you. There wasn't any other way to interpret how you acted. But if you tell him clearly what you meant, I'm sure he'll understand. You just need to send him a letter back. That one girl said he was at the caves, right? Whatever they were called? That's right. Oh, Mayor Barrymore did say there's a nasty demon horde at the Salt Crystal Caves. Wow, why does it feel like I've said that phrase before? You weren't thinking of headlines there, were... Or no. You weren't thinking of heading there, were you? It's a death wish. It also means he hasn't moved across the continent yet. I'm sure he'll come back. Thanks, both of you. I also wanted to say I'm sorry. I'm not the best with this kind of thing. But from now on, I'll be more honest about how I'm feeling. I don't want to trouble you two. It's alright, Conrad. I'm glad you decided to tell us anyway. I just don't want you to ever think your feelings are a burden or anything like that. Edmund nods in agreement. And don't do anything stupid. Okay, I'll try not to. I think I've made up my mind. I'm going to head out. Conrad arrives back in his home. He sets the letter back onto his table. He pauses to look at the various strange artifacts Aelfric sent, the symbols of his affection. Instead of reaching for his ink and papers, Conrad goes over to his knapsack. He fills it with various items, some food, some supplies, and a box of matches, among other things. Quietly, he slips out of his home and heads towards the stables. Conrad ushers out his trusty hay-colored mare and straps on a saddle along with his knapsack. Once everything is in its proper place, he climbs over the horse and sighs as though still in contemplation. Please still be there. With a kick of his boot, Conrad rides out until his village is only a speck on the horizon. We are going to stop this here.
Do you think we have enough time to really do anything in role to play? Because we only have an hour.
I think the unfortunate thing is I am going to have to end this here because I cannot talk anymore.
Fair enough.
I hope you all enjoyed today. I'm sorry we didn't get back to a role to play. But we will return. I think we'll return to all of these over time, even after this month is over. So, tomorrow, tune in for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team, and whatever ends up filling the final hour, because I know that I will probably end up not wanting to, like, play that for the whole hour. Because that's just how Fridays have been going.